Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Miss Coral Cobra is a chow hound. Her children are quite like her, with the exception of the number 5. So we will feed her. Hello, yes, yes. This is your lucky moment. Here. Here you go. There you go. Good girl. Now the boy, we finally got feeding again, and I will try to feed him later today. He went off feed for the longest time, and we're really sort of worried about him. He seems to like quail chicks much more than rodents. So I stock different feed items, both for 2 reasons. One, sometimes some snakes don't like what you have to offer. They may eat it next time, but they may not like it this time. Number 2, different prey items have different proteins and stuff and different nutrients, and I offer the animals a wide variety. As long as they're willing to eat it, I will offer it because it's a much healthier thing for them. You want that? Huh? You're not quite done swallowing, huh? Well, I'm not putting my finger over there. Oh, now you're wondering where it went. There you go. Well, this is a lot more controlled than she normally is. Maybe she's outgrowing that. Oh, hi, bud. All right. Well, you have 2. I will offer the 3rd to the boy who has noticed that we're here. And I've had him for a long time, and I'm really very fond of him. I don't have any chicks right now, but I will offer you this mouse. And if you don't eat it, I know someone who will, who's you've been very intimate with. Nope, I've insulted him.
Oh.
I promise I'll come back with a chick later. Yep. Alright, so the girl has already sucked that down. So I will give her the last one, and this is sort of a small one, and yep, now the head popped right up. Hey, wait, you offered it to that guy. Now I get it? Alright, you can grab it by the backside and eat it that way if you want. There you go. We have to check her back end periodically because she was with the male for a long time, especially during breeding season. She could be producing more ova and stuff.
Well, what have you done, dummy? You've got it halfway up now, and you're having trouble swallowing it.
Yes, and believe me, I've learned from experience. They have to sort this out on their own. Okay, she got it licked, so to speak. But
yes, if you try to help, they get very insulted.
Yes, and you may get bit to boot, so we don't do that. So that's all for her for today. I've discovered that these dwarf water cobras from the Congo, a newly described species, these guys are only eating bass shiners for me. And you really sort of need 2 people here when you pull the water dish out and clean it, and their cages need to be cleaned anyway. I'm keeping my young ringed water cobras in bins over here, and well, it needs to be cleaned too, and I'll get around to that over the next couple of days. But they're easy to feed, they're easy to care for, they're easier to clean than having them in a cage. Oh, do I see a little movement in there? We might see a head pop out because these guys are really good feeders. However, when I clean their cages and put them in a temporary bin, they will be butthurt and and not eat. But these guys eat mice right off the tongue. So they're just easier to work with here because if Lori's not available, I can use the big Gentle Giant tongs. I can grab the water dish, I can pull it out, I can clean it, I can freshen it up, I can put fish in if there were fish eaters. It's just much easier to handle. So the Congo water cobras are going to go in the bin here and not stay in the cage. I'll put something else in the cage. I change the substrate. I put fresh substrate in, and I'll let it heat up, and it's a nice 81 degrees there. And up front here it's a 76, so that's a nice little temperature gradient. These ringed water cobras are doing just fantastic down below. A matter of fact, you know, here's one, he's looking for a feed, but I don't have anything for him to eat. He ate over the weekend. I might give him a little bit more to eat. As we know from Thud, Thud's a pig. Once you get these guys feeding, they'll eat till they explode. So that's what he's looking for right now is food. So, but right now what we have to do is we're going to move this water cobra down here first. And again, in order to do any of this requires removing the glass, and normally if I go off and clean the water dish, Lori has to stand here with a hook just to make sure the little bladder doesn't flop out on the floor and disappear, because these these are not like you know, a viper. I could probably leave this open overnight and she is not going to leave. Cobras, on the other hand, are foraging snakes, not ambush predators, and I'm not going to take that chance. So the first thing that's going to come out is the water dish, and I'll refurb that water dish and clean it up. And this is where things start to go to hell in a handbasket is now it's all upset because I removed its hide. But as you folks know from previous experience, that I always try to put something, I know I see you, Twitchy. I always try to put their furniture, come on, hook. Look, we're not playing snake hockey today. Aren't these beautiful? These are incredibly beautiful animals. That's why I am really trying hard to allow them to thrive to the point where they will reproduce. They're just really, really special little snakes. Like I said, the species is just newly described. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep these guys, get them to breeding age. This is a male because we can look at his back end here and we can see a swelling. Here's where the anal scoot is. We can see swelling. Right now he's a little spazzoed because he's frightened, because he's not in his old abode, but that's why I put his hut in there, because it's got his scent on it. He will find the opening. We know how intelligent snakes can and can't be. He'll find the opening, he'll go in and he'll hide, and he'll just sort of just chill there for a few days. On the weekend, I'll try feeding. He's not the best feeder, of course, because he's a male. There's your home. Your home. Yes, that's yours. That's your new house. No, did you get something in your mouth? So why don't you go into your little house there? There you go. That's a good deal. All right. So now he'll relax and become a little bit calmer. And I'll fill his water dish in a little while. So now we're going to pause. I am going to go sanitize that water dish so it can go into the next one, because if we look at the females, I don't know what she did to it, but it's pretty evil looking. And I will give that a good soak in Clorox and some other cleaning agents to make sure it's sterile and clean before I reuse it.